honest to goodness, folks, I could teach a 3-credit college class on. So we're going to try to figure out how to jam this into a relatively short amount of time. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of data, and it is literally just the beginning. The idea of putting this in this kind of Training Tuesday format leading up to the actual in-person event is to just begin to stimulate the thought process, to maybe reinforce some things that you've heard, to maybe dispel some rumors that you might be hearing along the way. This is by no means the end-all be-all. Secondly, and again, I'll take your attention to the bottom of the slide, there are very, very few absolutes in what we're going to be talking about today and throughout this transition period. Everything that you hear, everything that you've heard from mentors, leaders that you've worked for in the past, folks like me who've been through the process, you have got to process through your own filters because everyone's story is going to be just a little bit different. Next slide. So the roadmap for finding your fit, as you can see here, just a little bit of, how did I get here? What do I want to do? How do I prepare? What does perfect look like? And I'll fast forward to the end of the movie. Finding perfect is pretty difficult, and we'll spend a little bit of time talking about that. And then a couple get off the stage slides to include what's the real compensation market look like out there, and some truisms or pearls of wisdom. Next slide. So how did I get here? Simple slide, but not a simple concept. This used to have a multi-elements on it. I've been doing this presentation now for, gosh, probably 7 or 8 years. I was in your seats, your actual physical seat, I guess, 10 years ago as I transitioned in 12. So I went through this workshop and got some great information that I put to use as I navigated the transition process, and then got asked back to provide a little bit of perspective, and I haven't left since. And this slide used to be much more complicated, and I've realized over time it comes down to 2 basic entities, 2 ways of looking at this thing. You've got a continuum, but you are either transitioning on the extreme end of internal, meaning it is completely your decision. You're at a point in your life where you are without a doubt ready to try something new. It's on you. It's internal, and you've made it. The other end of the continuum, the other end of the spectrum is it's an external decision. If it was left up to you, you would stay in because you love what you do, and you've always loved what you do, and you want to continue doing more of it. But because of maybe an MEB, medical event, maybe it's a higher tenure issue. Maybe you have a partner or a spouse who has said, I'm done. We've had a great journey, but I need something different. Therefore, you need something different. That's kind of on that external end of the continuum. And in a very generic sense, if this is on the internal side, the transition is easier. If it's on the external side, the hill is a little bit harder to climb when you're coming in from that side. So as we go through some of these slides, we talk about some of these things, and then you have your one-on-one mentoring sessions, and hopefully you carve out 20 minutes to sit with me. When we're in Baltimore together, I'm going to have probably 20 appointments available over 2 days, so I'd love to try to sit with everybody. We can explore that even further.